If you're struggling to survive in an unhappy marriage, I'd like you to consider the possibility that you have limited yourself to two possible solutions. Some of you think the only thing that you can do is stay in a miserable marriage for the sake of the kids, or leave the marriage and hope that divorce doesn't cause too much emotional trauma to the children that you love. But there is a third alternative. You could change your relationship by changing your behavior. You can't change the other person in the marriage, but you can change how you relate to that person. You can improve your marriage by changing the way that you treat each other. There's a secret to marital success. It's very short. It's tucked away at the end of Ephesians chapter 5 in verse 33. This is what God says. He said, "However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." And a very well-known marriage book, it was written with that verse in mind, has these diagrams. One shows a negative cycle. His lack of love feeds her lack of respect. Her lack of respect feeds his lack of love. The less loving he is, the less respectful she is. The less respect she shows, the less love he gives in return. You can change that cycle. You could improve your marriage overnight. You don't believe it? Try it. You could change your marriage overnight. Go from a negative cycle to a positive cycle. This is what the Word of God is teaching. The more a man loves his wife, the more she's going to respect him. The more she respects him, the more love she'll have, or he'll have for her in return. His love feeds her respect. Her respect feeds his love, fuels, energizes his love. Instead of waiting for the other person to make the change, why don't you initiate change in your own behavior? Start showing love. You might get more respect. Start showing respect. You might finally get the love you've been waiting for. You have more power to change your relationship than what you realize. But instead of waiting for the other person to make important changes, why don't you change yourself and see what impact that has on your marriage?